So for those of you watching this, this is coming into Saddlebred Rescue. The barn in front of you is our quarantine barn. It has 10 stalls. Then to the right of the barn is a pasture that we turn out in for the horses that are out of quarantine. Then you're going to see to the left, that's the old village that we used to use. And we still have them if we need them, but we don't want to need them. And then on the left we have a 3-stall barn that is an overflow or an emergency quarantine. If we have somebody really sick or somebody we need, we put him over there. Those stalls are open. And then the barn you're looking at in front of you is the big barn. And we have, these are the rescues that we're working right now. And there's an indoor. And if you go down, you'll see our trailers. The smaller one is the Saddlebred Designated Rescue Trailer. And then you come up into the barn. And you're going to look down the aisles. You'll see there's 16 stalls total in these 2 aisles, and then 4 in the back. We have not cleaned up the wash rack area here yet or planted our flowers. You're going to see that's going to go down. Hopefully you can see there's 8 more on this side, and it goes into the indoor. And then we buy the big round, the big square bales, and that's how we can stack them. We can't get them up in the hayloft. And then we have a grain feeder. We buy our grain in bulk so it doesn't cost so much. Same with our hay. And then we have our shavings here that comes in bulk. Depending on how many horses, we do a bulk load every week. And now you're looking straight ahead. You're going to see the turnout pasture on the left, and then the 10-stall barn on the right. And then we have a big dumpster over to the left, and that's where the shavings go, and they take those shavings away once a week. We still have a lot of work to do on the fences, but since we're not letting horses live out there, we're going to be able to catch up with it. Straight ahead of us is a cliff. That's the state property. And that's where they told us, it's straight up, told us we couldn't ride horses over there. So I guess they think we do extreme riding. So this is our, and I'll take you up and show you our quarantine pasture. Our quarantine horses do get turned out, but they get turned out in the front. To the right, over here by the campers, we have a small turnout area that we use for some of our horses that are in the 10 stall, in the big barn. So when we turn some of those rescues out, we split them up. So this is for the more timid ones back there. And then we're going to go up here in front. We've had 2 quarantine areas in the past that were turnouts. The one, which was our first one, I don't know why. Well, the year we had 80 inches of rain and had a lot of rain, it flooded and it's yet to dry out properly. And that's the one on the right that you see with a hay feeder and a shed. And then on the left is our turnout quarantine area. We've had a couple trees come down on the fences during storms. And we've been picking up the rocks. If you saw some of the videos, you saw a lot more rocks in there. As they get brought to the surface, we've been out here picking them up. So this is where, if the horses don't have a temperature in this pasture on the left, is where they get turned out. And they'll be turned out most of the day. They get turned out from 10 to 2. And if we have horses that don't get along in there, then we split up the day. They stay out for a couple hours and we bring them back. And then that's the house that Mark and I live in. That's our house. And Jason lives there, and Grandma. And then we have on the left, that's our chicken shed, chicken coop. Although lately with the foxes, it's been like a murdering, killing grounds for chickens. So we're in the process of turning that into Fort Knox. So this is the Saddlebird Rescue property that we operate on.